Okay, welcome back. We're looking at my account again. Yeah, yes, we're on. See, I don't know how to use this software yet. Some people are able to make, uh, I don't know, to make the screen look different. Says the guy in the red shirt. Morning MicroStrategy again. It was up like $50 on my account, and over here it was up another $40. It was up to like 800%, over 800%. I've explained this before. Um, I've explained this before on stocks that are, for instance, when a stock is, this is the difference between keeping something and selling. Okay, when you've made enough money and you say, "Ooh, I've gained 10% or 20% or whatever," okay, you're a trader. You're buying and you're selling. And what happens is you disrupt that energy that's just flowing into that asset. If you pick good quality things that are going to rise, because you know in your mind that you have picked something for a reason, not just because it's trending. When it's trending, you do, you take notice of something, and if it's good, you invest into it, like I did with MicroStrategy. And it's not a grayscale product, no, but it is crypto related. And it is something that I see that, if this guy, Sailor's buying all this Bitcoin, uh, MicroStrategy could be phenomenal. Phenomenal investment. It's probably going to be the biggest, most, what can I say, influential, the biggest gainer of all time, if things continue as I have mentioned before. I have mentioned that if people start investing, it's not that they haven't started; it's already started, but in mass droves, not just people, but corporations, governments, funds, uh, anybody out there who wishes to have a hand in crypto. Uh, this is going to be phenomenal. And if we do away with cash, right now the ruble is not doing too good. Either is the yen, and a lot of these currencies are, they're printing money like crazy because the governments don't have enough sources. They've already taxed their people out of, they're taxing people out of existence. And it's easy for governments to print money because they don't have the brainish power to create wealth. And creating wealth takes time. You start out with education, and the right education, not this bullshit that, these state universities with their stupid degrees, feminism, women's studies, and some bullcrap that's useless. It doesn't create wealth. It just creates trouble for the rest of the world. When these governments start, when people in these governments do away with their coins, their worthless currency, man, the influx, the everybody's gonna rush because they don't want to be left out, and this is gonna be huge. And a company like MicroStrategy is just, they're just starting. And okay, the idea is for a stock, you purchase the stock, and with time, that stock, even though it may not be paying you dividends. Okay, perfect example, MicroStrategy. It doesn't pay any dividends that I know of. I haven't received anything, but I've only had it a couple months. Uh, MSTR. With time, it's a growth stock. Okay, so a growth stock that doesn't pay dividends. Okay, we all know about stocks. A growth stock that doesn't pay dividends reinvest its money. By the way, I got bit by Charlie the biter yesterday. Um, you know, just quick thing. When I dropped him yesterday, it was only like a couple inches, and when I hit him, I just hit him slightly with my leg by accident. There wasn't a big thing or anything, but he's old. He's 11, and he's going on 12 in a few months. I think in May, and he's got arthritis, and he's an older dog, and he's got a little thing with his little paw, and something is bothering him. I've taken him to the vet, and they just say it's arthritis. Anyways, I'm holding him, and I grab his paw, to see, just slightly to see how it is, and I just had my hand by his mouth, and all of a sudden he bites me kind of hard. I go, Charlie, we play around like that, he bites my hand, and I let him, because he plays around. But this time he bit kind of hard because his little paw is kind of hurting him, and he was biting really hard. And I go, Charlie, don't, not so hard. And the more I said not so hard, the more he bit into my finger here really hard. I had to, grab him and just yank my finger away. But that's the way dogs are, and I understand that. And I just told him bad boy, but he felt bad, and then I didn't yell at him or anything, because I understand that he doesn't have like a developed mind to know better. Dogs, if they're hurt, they're gonna bite. And it's like a natural reaction, and that's something you got to learn about. Not that you have to learn, that we have to know that keeping a pet is not like keeping a little a doll or something. It's a little animal, and sometimes they react. But that's bite number 14. He made me bleed somewhat. Didn't go to the doctor or anything, so if I don't make more videos, it's because of that guy over there. But I love him. I love him. He means so much to me. But anyways, okay, getting back to the stock thing. The stocks reinvest in themselves. Okay, you buy a stock, and it reinvests in itself, and it keeps growing. And people don't realize that there's two ways of compounding. Okay, you can compound interest, which is great. When a bank or an institution pays you a good interest. I'm talking about good interest. 10%, 15%, or for the use of your money. That's decent interest. Not this bullshit from these banks that pay less than 1%. Anyways, that's another thing. The stock invests in its own self. So the stock that doesn't pay dividends, it's really paying an interior, intrinsic. What would be the word? It's paying on its internal self. It's paying on internally. It's paying itself, and you don't see that with your eyes. Okay, the IRS doesn't see it with their eyes. So a stock is growing. Okay, if it's growing, it doesn't get taxed. So if a guy sells his stock and jumps into something else because that's the latest thing, uh, he's paying taxes over 10 years because he's selling so much, so many times. He doesn't realize how much tax he's paying and how much wealth he is losing. And that's what I mean about buying, holding, and don't let it go. If it's going up, don't let it go. And even if it goes sideways for a while and you think that it's going to go up, hold on to it. Hold on to it. It's building. Companies, if it has good financials, decent financials, and you see something in the future, not just what's new out there. All these AI companies. Some are good, yeah. Nvidia is. Some are excellent, but you have a million AI companies all of a sudden, and if they show some kind of a future, which is hard to see, but the internal growth of a stock can be fantastic, and you don't have to be selling it every couple months when it goes up. You hold on to it, and that money, versus the guy that's selling, okay, that's money that goes to the IRS, not just one time, but they sell over and over and over. So every time that they sell, let's say in the span of 10 years, they have sold that asset many times. Is it any wonder why there's so many people that lose in the stock market? Because they're trading instead of investing. Okay, my definition of investing is holding long term or holding forever. That's how my idea of investing. Somebody who trades. Traders, you have the scalpers who trade, several times in 1 minute, let's say. And there's others that trade over a period of a day, others that trade over a period of a week, they trade over a period of a couple of years. But this is like holding on. You don't pay taxes, and versus the guy who's selling every. There's some exceptions, of course. If you're a trader, you have some exceptions. But the person that's selling, they're giving their wealth away to taxes, to the tax man. They're giving every time that they sell. They sell every year, once a year. Oh, I made 100%. Oh, I made 200%. Now I sell and take my profits. Don't listen to those people, guys. This channel is about wealth creation, not wealth deterioration. Okay, this is creating wealth. I wish that I could say that I'm a millionaire. Well, I was for a few months, but I'm getting it back. And if I don't get it back in Grayscale, I'm going to get it back in MicroStrategy right now, which is, if it keeps going up the way that I think that crypto's going to go, my option is going to be worth a lot of money. Millions, perhaps, okay? And not counting Grayscale. When Grayscale comes around, I'm going to have even more. So this is what I see, and I know some of you see the same thing. And stick with it. We'll stick with it, But remember what I tell you. Hold forever. Don't get rid of it, because every time that you sell, you're giving your wealth away. Imagine how much dollars you're giving away to the tax man. 20,000, 30,000, 20,000. 50,000. Okay, every time you sell, you're giving them in a span of 10 years a couple 100,000. The guy that doesn't sell has that 200,000 producing every month wealth. wealth coming in. 200,000 in 10 years in one of these investments is a lot of money. So, those guys that they make these videos and they tell you to sell when when this line goes up and the Fibonacci is in a certain position and the McLaren sayonara waveform is forming a cup and a T or a cup and handle or whatever. Bullshit. Don't listen to that crap. It's good to see a chart, to see if there's a pulse like those charts that I showed you a few weeks back. It has a pulse. The grayscale funds have they have a pulse. Sooner or later, those are gonna kick in. Okay, that's the only thing I wanted to mention for now. And yeah, have a good day.